There's no other way around it really except to kind of sell off some of the stuff from the collection. Alright, what's up everyone? We're back out on the hunt again. Now I know I ended the last video where I mentioned that we need to raise a serious chunk of money to get the car sorted. We might get into that later on, but for now we're just going to do a local charity shop run. We've hired a chauffeur for today, he's going to take us around, so we're going to hit as many charity shops as we can. And who knows, maybe we'll find 2.5 grand's worth of games in the charity shops. Look, let's just get out there, have a little look around and see what we can find.
Am I getting paid for this?
Alright, charity shop number 1. Let's see what's in here. So nothing in that first stop. Still have €2,400 to raise. Let's see if we can find it in the next two.
And if any of these don't fit, I can always put them back away.
Alright, nothing in that one, just a few that were there the last time. Let's see if anything pops up in here. So nothing in those two fish. Look, we'll just win the Euro Millions. That'll sort all our problems out. So Jack and Jill now, this is closed the last day we come up here. So it's been a few weeks since we've popped the head in. So hopefully that means there's a nice little stockpile of games waiting for us. They're still trying to flog the old Christmas stuff. That's not good. Oh. Batman Arkham Knights Xbox One for £5. I have to look that one up while we're walking around. Sells for £10, trades for £6. You probably can't get more than a £5 for it, so we'll leave it for someone else. I haven't considered the old Lego. Not sure if I showed it in the last video, but Mrs. Retro Games Ireland got me a nice little Lego set for Christmas. It's got me thinking about buying these and locking up, you know, small pieces like this, because if people lose 1 or 2 pieces and they need it for the set, you know. I think these are like a £10 bag and they take all the minifigs out. Yeah. So there's not even a minifig in there to offset the cost. I don't know, maybe a little bit more research. There's more Lego over here. Oh, so this whole thing is 70. Oh, that is interesting. I ain't gonna leave it behind, but someone watching the video will tell me whether this is worth it or not. It's 70 quid for this whole thing. I completely missed this Columbo box set here. This sells for like 80 quid in CEX and you get about 30 quid in trade credit. Now, as I said, I didn't see it, so I don't know how much they were looking for it. But if anyone's in Jack and Jill in Artane, I'm not going to be there for the next week or two. If you see this and you don't mind going through it and checking all the discs are okay and they're in there, like I said, I would imagine this is at most 10 quid. So that's an easy triple up for someone. So maybe pop the head in, see if it's still on the shelf there. Colombo. Let me look this one up. Let's see, is there any games here? She last day I was in here, I got that Red Dead Redemption, and didn't even notice until someone commented that it was missing at this. But it had a FIFA disc in there, so I was kind of hoping maybe the FIFA game would show up at some stage. Wishful thinking. I don't see anything else floating around.
Jenny, you alright? Hey, Jenny, in the back to you now.
It's not looking good so far. We still have the one in Coolock to go to next, and then we're going to pop out the swords and have a look in the two there. Again, in a while since we've been in those two. So yeah, we're going to just keep moving, keep staying positive. We're going to find some games in the next one. Alright, here we go. Time for the charity shop in Coolock, and then swords is our last chance, but we're going to manifest games in this one. Let's go. What are the odds of that? Oh god, it's in bits. A few 360s, but so not at all in the local ones. I genuinely thought today was going to be a banger of a day. I know a few people that have been finding a few nice bits the last few days. Maybe we've missed like the little post New Year's rush. I kind of always think to myself, you know, people putting Christmas trees and stuff back up in the attic, they'll be finding things and bringing them into the charity shops, or you know, first few days the kids being back at school, they'll be rooting through the house and sorting them out. Maybe, as I said, maybe it was all brought up last week and we missed out on that, but nothing in the local ones. We still have the two in swords to go, so we're going to stay positive. We're going to get out there. Hopefully there's a load of games for us. Sketch. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy watching videos of people going around charity shops finding absolutely nothing. All the information will be here telling you what to do. So starting to look like it's going to be a strikeout today. We've one more stop to go to, as I would remain optimistic there might be some games here, but either way we'll get back to the game room. We've kind of been delaying the inevitable. We need to get back there and kind of have a look at what... Oh, it's a squirrel. Whoop. Anyway, more premium content in this channel as usual. So either way, I think we need to get back to the game room and kind of start having a look at what we can kind of move on from there to go towards this car budget. But there's one more stop. Let's see what happens. And then I'll get back to the game room and have a chat about everything then. Actually did end up with a single pickup. Penny saving the day with the Sonic t-shirt. It's only €3. That's pretty nice. It's got like nice colours, nice fading on it, so at least we can away with something from today. We're getting desperate now, lads. We're in TK Maxx. Though I will say, I would take that to work and bring my lunch now. Might actually get it and bring it home just to see Mrs. Retro Games Owen's reaction. Cool Pokemon one too. Trying to avoid the impulse purchases. 6 quid, probably a little bit too there. So even though we have absolutely no money to spend and we're trying to make money, let's just go and have a look anyway. So I still have all those Skyliners at home I need to go through and see if any of them are anything of anything. This place is like 4 copies of Paper Mario. 4 boxed Donkey Kong 64s. GameCube section is fairly cleared out. Nothing for us on Wii U. Yeah. Stock-wise, this place definitely is like a good big trade-in. Alright, I tried to save it by getting to CX and maybe finding something here, but that's just not meant to be today for games, so back to the game room. So yeah, back up in the game room, no games and a measly €3 Sonic t-shirt from Penny's to show off, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. But you know, we like showing the rough with the smooth. That's the reality of what it's like out there. But one game has come into the collection since the start of the year. Not exactly off to a flyer, but this is a pretty decent one. I've mentioned the Game Involved Ireland Facebook page where there's a few competitions and stuff like that. As I mentioned it, I'll put it in the description below if you want to check it out for yourselves. But yeah, won a competition there and got this copy of Super Mario 3D All-Stars on the Switch. Now this was a class little win. This is a game that's been on my sort of CX wish list for a while. Probably thought I'd end up using some trade credit at some stage to get it because it keeps going up, so kind of wanted to get in before it shoots up even more, but we ended up winning it, so even better. The game isn't in here. I have it downstairs. I haven't quite gotten around to popping it in and having a shot of it yet. Obviously Mario 64 I played the death of back in the day. Super Mario Sunshine, I kind of never really got into it when I had the GameCube originally when it came out, but sort of when I started putting the GameCube collection back together recently, don't know what happened to my copy of it. I still have my original GameCube, I have my Zelda games, a few others. I definitely had Mario Sunshine and it disappeared. I don't know whether probably gave it away to like one of my nephews or something like that to play with like a Wii, but finally got a copy of it there, as I said, last year, the year before on the GameCube. Sat down and gave it a go and really actually started to get into it, but haven't really had time to sit down and play it since, so maybe we'll get into it a little bit more now that we have it on the Switch. And then Super Mario Galaxy. Shame on me, I know. I've had Mario Galaxy here for a while. I haven't actually played it. It's one that I actually was convinced that I played it before, but looking at this, the more I think about it, I've never actually played it, so definitely one to get around to this year. Still getting my way through Super Mario Odyssey that we got for Christmas, so still really enjoying that. So yeah, maybe we'll get that finished off first and then we'll pop this in and start getting through a few of those. But yeah, I said we'd talk very quickly about the car. I'm not going to bore you about all the details or anything like that, and so we'll probably get into it a little bit more in the next video. But yeah, the car is sitting in the driveway waiting to go in to get sorted out, just waiting for a window where I can bring it up to get fixed. It's going to set us back 2,400 quid. As I mentioned in the last video, there's no other way around it really except to kind of sell off some of the stuff from the collection. So haven't really had time to sit down and kind of sort through everything, because as I said, I want to do it all as one sort of thing. I want to kind of start pulling stuff out of the game room, duplicates, things that I don't really need, kind of trying to get a little list together, stuff that we can sell off to try and recoup as much of that cost. I don't plan on selling €2,400 worth of games out of the game room to cover the cost of the car, but I think there's enough here that we probably aren't too sentimentally attached to that. We can probably move on and definitely take like a good chunk out of that budget. So what we'll do is, as we kind of go along the next video too, we kind of find stuff and we sell stuff off. We're going to update this board. So this is my famous whiteboard. I think the last time I used this was for one of the Game and Market videos. But yeah, we have our cost here of 24. Actually, do you know what? I spent €3 on a bleeding stupid Sonic t-shirt today, so we should probably up that to €2,403 that we need to recoup, because I should have only been buying stuff that I can sell really instead of buying stuff for the collection. But it'll probably be 2,500 by the end of the next video. But yeah, I thought I had a red marker to make this a bit more dramatic, but I didn't, so it has to be pink. That's just the way it is. But yeah, as we kind of move stuff on, we'll kind of tot it up along here and we'll see how we're getting on, and we'll kind of keep that updated. But I definitely think with a bit of luck we can probably recoup at least half that from selling stuff in the game room, which would be absolutely massive to get that much of it paid off in one chunk, and then we can kind of chip away at the rest of it. But see, like I said, hopefully over the next week or two we'll get to spend a little bit more time here, as it's since we kind of had a few days off over Christmas for once, which is rare for me in my job, but we've been fairly kind of flat out ever since. I do now thankfully have a loaner car, so we should be able to get out hunting. I think maybe, what day is today? I filmed the hunting from earlier in the video on Tuesday. It's like Saturday now, trying to get this video out for Sunday. So I'm off, I think, Wednesday, Thursday next week, and I do, thanks to the sister-in-law, we actually do have a loaner car purely for the purposes of only driving to work and only for game hunting. So very specific there. So we'll make sure we take advantage of that clause and we'll get ourselves back out maybe Wednesday or Thursday, do one more kind of hunting video, see if we can find anything, and then yeah, we have to kind of try and make a bit of time to get up here and get stuck in. But yeah, I've mentioned before, we'll probably end up spreading it across a few videos where we kind of do a good clear out, pull out some duplicates, talk about stuff I might be willing to let go, kind of go through the top process a little bit there, and then by the time all is said and done with that clear out, we'll be able to do a bit of a rearranging and then maybe jump into like a 2025 game room tour or something like that. Slightly smaller, more refined, but hopefully looking better than ever is the plan for that. But yeah, just looking around here now, one thing that I think is definitely going to be sacrificed, I'll probably throw in some B-roll footage here now because it's buried in behind a few bits there. I'm not pulling it out. I have a boxed Sega Saturn there. I don't like letting anything go, but Sega, I've probably mentioned before, isn't something that's really overly sentimental to me. I do have like a box Master System there. I have to keep that. Mega Drive I couldn't play a bit as a kid, so we'll keep that as well. But never had a Sega Saturn. I know if Anthony from the Retro Gaming Store is watching this, he's going to be maybe he's delighted, maybe he thinks he has a chance to buy it off me, but yeah, it's not something I was ever really overly sentimental for. I set it up when I got the box Saturn. It's sitting on the game shelf there. It's all attached with all the other consoles. I never play it. There's about 12 games there. Pretty much all of them came from the monthly subscription boxes there as well. They never get played either. So I think maybe what we'll do is we'll sell off the box Saturn and all those games. And I don't know, that would be like a nice little chunk of money anyway, kind of to get things kick-started. And maybe once that kind of gets moved on and some of the money comes in, it might get some of the juices flowing and we'll start shifting a few other bits as well. But yeah, I think for now, that's going to be the first thing to be sacrificed from the game room. And like I said, maybe just getting started in that process, getting something moved out might spur us on to kind of get a few more bits moved out. So we'll see how that goes. Let me know down below if I'm mad. Our box Saturn's really hard to come by. The one I have is actually in pretty nice condition as well. Nice console, nice box on it. I just can't justify leaving it sitting there, and we need to raise this much money to get the car sorted. And we've a lot of things that we want to do with this year as well. We've got a couple of big trips planned, some really interesting game hunting trips as well planned for maybe early in the year if things go well, but definitely one massive game hunting trip planned for later in the year, which we can't wait to reveal the details on. But still a work in progress. It'll be a few months before we get a chance to talk about that. Exciting times ahead once we can put all this behind us, get this car sorted, and then just push on and move forward with some videos for the rest of the year. But yeah, make sure and leave a comment down below if you think I'm making a mistake getting into the Saturn. If from watching the videos over the years, the stuff here that you know I have that I think I can kind of make a few quid on, maybe some 360 games, they're pretty hot at the moment, maybe I should be shifting some of that stuff on as well. Let me know down below, give me your opinions down there, because I probably will need a bit of advice and a bit of a kick up the arse and getting some of this stuff moved, because I really won't want to let much of it go. But yeah, sometimes these things just have to be done. At the end of the day, it's always stuff we can hunt for and we can aim to replace. So maybe that could be like, get rid of some stuff this year to pay for the car, and maybe that could be something going forward that we can try and bring it back into the collection or something, who knows. But look, thanks for checking the video out. Thanks for sticking to the end as always. I know it's a little bit of a shorter one, but we're going to get back out next week. We have a car sorted, so we're going to hit as many charity shops as we can on the couple of days off next week, and hopefully we can bring a pile of games back here to talk about. But until then, look after yourselves and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Where the fuck are? Oh. Starting to look like it's going to be a rare, not rare, for fuck's sake, happens all the time nowadays. Oh, what are you talking about? But I... fucking box.